The lunch rush at the Moonlit Fork Diner, a weathered haven on a quiet Kentucky highway, had just faded into a gentle hum on a balmy October afternoon in 2025. Sunlight streamed through streaked glass windows, painting golden patches across scuffed wooden floors, where dust motes danced like fireflies. The faded blue booths bore stitches from years of mending, and the coffee was brewed bold enough to rouse a weary trucker. For Clara Monroe, a 37-year-old single mother with shadowed eyes and a smile that held on to faith, this diner was her lifeline. Every tip fed her 11-year-old son. Ethan. Every paycheck kept their tiny duplex from slipping away. But this unassuming day would break her world apart, cost her everything, and then rebuild it through a single act of kindness that would ripple far beyond her imagination. Clara had worked at the Moonlit Fork for 9 years, ever since her partner, Nate, left her with a newborn and a pile of unpaid bills. She'd learned to juggle trays of fried chicken while soothing Ethan's questions about his father, to laugh through aching feet, to stretch $1 until it tore. Her hands, roughened by years of scrubbing counters, still tied Ethan's shoelaces each morning, her voice weaving tales of hope despite her exhaustion. The diner was modest, its ceiling tiles sagged, its jukebox crackled, but it was Clara's sanctuary, where regulars tipped extra for her warmth. Today, she moved with quiet efficiency, clearing plates, refilling mugs, her dark blonde hair pulled into a loose braid, her apron faded but neatly knotted. The bell above the door jangled, and the room tensed. A group of Hell's Angels bikers, 9 men, their leather jackets creaking, boots thudding, tattoos tracing stories of defiance and survival, strode in. The air grew heavy. Diners lowered their voices. A man at the counter muttered, "Trouble's coming." Another left a half-eaten sandwich and slipped out. The manager, Mr. Caldwell, a stern man with a pinched face, froze behind the register, his eyes narrowing. Whispers spread, "Don't serve them. They'll scare everyone off." Clara's heart thudded. She'd heard tales of the Hell's Angels bar brawls, reckless rides, danger. But as she watched them settle into 2 booths, she saw something else: road-weary men, dust clinging to their vests, one with a scarred hand helping an older biker sit, their faces etched with hunger and fatigue. The staff hesitated. Waitresses huddled by the coffee pot, exchanging nervous glances. Caldwell caught Clara's eye, shaking his head sharply. "Stay back," he hissed. "We don't need their kind." But Clara saw no menace, only people needing a meal. She tightened her apron, grabbed her notepad, and approached, her hands trembling but her smile steady. "Welcome to the Moonlit Fork," she said warmly. "What can I get started for you?" The bikers looked up, surprised. The leader, a stocky man with a salt and pepper beard and a raven tattoo on his neck, nodded. "Coffee, hot and black. Burgers, fries, whatever's fast." His voice was rough but courteous, and the others added please and thank you. Clara scribbled orders: double cheeseburgers, coleslaw, extra onion rings, her nerves easing as one biker, a lean man with a faded eagle tattoo, pointed to the peach cobbler. "That looks like my ma's, save me some." She served them with the same care she gave her regulars, slipping extra cornbread onto their plates, refilling mugs before they asked. They weren't outlaws to her, just travelers, human and hungry. The older biker, Gus, chuckled. "You're a gem, miss. Most places shoo us out like stray dogs." Clara smiled. "You're here, you eat. That's how it works." But as she returned to the counter, Caldwell's face was a storm. He yanked her into the kitchen. "Clara, what the hell? Those are hell's angels. You're chasing off customers, risking my diner." Clara stood firm. "They're polite, paying like anyone else. They deserve respect." Caldwell's eyes flashed. "You're endangering my business. Watch yourself." The bikers ate quietly, their low chuckles blending with the jukebox's faint twang. They left a $70 tip on a $40 tab, a lifeline Clara tucked into her apron with a flicker of relief. But Caldwell's glare burned. That evening, as she mopped the floor, tables cleared and lights dimming, he handed her a crumpled envelope. "You're fired," he said, voice like gravel. "I can't have a waitress who defies me, puts my diner at risk. Get out." Clara's breath caught, the word a knife. "Fired for kindness?" "They were just eating," she pleaded. "I did my job." Caldwell turned away. "You're done." Her chest tightened as Ethan's face flashed in her mind, his crooked smile, waiting at home, expecting her to read him a bedtime story. The walk to their duplex was a haze, each step heavy with dread. No job meant no rent, no groceries for Ethan's lunches. Had compassion been a mistake? Clara barely slept, her mind tangled with fear. How would she afford Ethan's soccer cleats, his asthma meds? She rose at dawn, eyes swollen, but forced a smile for Ethan, pouring the last of the oatmeal into his bowl. "We'll figure it out," she promised, her voice steady despite the panic clawing inside. By noon, a deep rumble shook the duplex. Neighbors peered through blinds as a line of motorcycles stretched down the gravel road, chrome glinting in the sunlight. Clara stepped onto her porch, heart pounding. The Hell's Angels stood there, led by the bearded man, Raven, holding a crate of groceries. Others carried bags of produce, canned goods, and a soccer ball for Ethan. Raven stepped forward, his voice firm yet warm. "We heard what happened. You lost your job for treating us like people, not threats. That's wrong." Clara's hands shook as she took the crate. "How did you know?" Raven's eyes softened. "Small town talks. The bartender at the gas station saw you leave last night, tears on your face. We found you." One by one, the bikers set down their gifts: fresh carrots, loaves of bread, a notebook set for Ethan. Gus, the older biker, handed her an envelope with $2,500 months of wages. Tears spilled as Clara whispered, "Why do this for me?" Raven's voice was steady. "You saw us as men, not monsters. You gave us dignity when everyone else turned away. We take care of those who take care of us." The neighbors watched, some skeptical, others moved. Mrs. Jenkins, the widowed librarian next door, clapped softly. "You're a good one, Clara." Ethan, clutching his toy robot, peeked from the doorway, eyes wide at the towering bikers. Gus knelt, tossing him the soccer ball. "You play, kid. Show me a kick." Ethan's shy grin broke through, and Clara's heart swelled. The story spread like wildfire. By evening, local news vans parked outside, reporters buzzing. "Waitress fired for serving bikers, saved by their generosity" headlined the nightly news. The story went viral, shared across social platforms, sparking conversations about prejudice and compassion. Strangers sent letters, donations, job offers. The owner of Daisy's Diner, a warm family-run spot in town, called Clara. "We need your heart," Mrs. Daisy said. "Start tomorrow." Clara accepted, hope flickering anew. At Daisy's, Clara thrived, her kindness drawing crowds. Customers left notes, "You're a hero." The bikers became regulars, their presence welcomed, their stories unfolding. Raven, a former welder, had lost a brother to war. Gus supported his granddaughter's college fund. Their tough exteriors hid lives of loss and loyalty, and Clara's compassion had forged a bond. Ethan, inspired, started a kindness crew at school, encouraging kids to help others without judgment. His first project was a toy drive, and the bikers roared in with donations, earning cheers from students. The town, once quick to fear the Hells Angels, began to change. Locals waved, invited them to church picnics. The Moonlit Fork struggled, Caldwell's bias costing him patrons. He sold the diner, and the new owners hired Clara as a shift leader. Clara's life transformed. The biker's gift paid her bills, letting her save for Ethan's future. She enrolled in evening classes, studying culinary arts, dreaming of her own diner. Each night, she and Ethan shared a kind act they'd done, a ritual that anchored them. "Kindness is a spark," Clara told him. "Light it, and it spreads." The town embraced her lesson, launching a Clara's Call festival, where shops offered free meals and kids performed acts of service. Years later, Clara opened Ethan's Glow, a diner funded by community support and a loan from Raven. The Hells Angels arrived at the opening, their bikes a proud escort. Ethan, now 15, hung a sign he'd carved, "Serve with heart." As Clara cut the ribbon, she looked at the crowd, bikers, neighbors, strangers, and saw a town reborn. One meal, one moment of defiance, had ignited a legacy of compassion that would shine for generations.